All right, everybody, here we are, day 24. It's Thursday, February 22nd, I think. I don't know. We are heading out. Got a good start this morning, left by 8. Last night in the shelter, Zach, he's a northbounder, him and Arthur, northbounders I met the first week. They arrived about 6 o'clock, a little bit after 6 in the shelter last night, so got to stay with them. And heading today, I got basically two options. Option number one is about 14 point something miles, 14 and a half-ish, something like that. And that'll take me to a shelter. Or I can hit 17.9, and that will take me into Hot Springs. And then I could maybe stay at Laughing Heart Hostel tonight. The terrain doesn't look bad today. Looks pretty good, especially the last 3+ miles from the shelter to Hot Springs is downhill. So that's why I started at 8. I'm going to try to push the 17.9 and roll on into Hot Springs tonight rather than hitting it early tomorrow, resupplying, and then taking off out of there tomorrow. That was my initial plan. So that's what we're going to just try to do. We'll see how we feel, and we'll go from there. All right, here we are. This is at the top of one of probably 2 decent climbs we have today. This is the little bit smaller of the 2 climbs. And there's a couple little bitty climbs, but a couple big downs today that we'll be facing, to include the one that goes into Hot Springs. So that's good. Get some video here. It's a beautiful day. Probably in the mid-60s right now. So just great day to hike. A couple things I want to mention on videos, comments. My day 21 video talked about some Boy Scout stuff. There was a subscriber that commented, Mike, he's an 18-year-old Eagle Scout, now Assistant Scoutmaster. Basically, he's wanting to get his troop doing more high adventure stuff, and his question was, how do I go about doing it? I'm assuming some of the older leaders probably are comfortable not doing high adventure stuff. What you gotta do, Mike, you're 18, so you're close enough in age to those scouts. Get with your PLC, your Patrol Leaders Council, and you need to come up with 2 or 3 different high adventure things you guys can do. Now, it doesn't have to be super high adventure, just something more than what you guys normally do. Come up with some ideas, talk to the PLC, present them to your PLC. Say, hey guys, what do you think about doing one of these things? All right, get them to agree to one of them. Do it. That's what we did when we first started out. We had a lot of younger kids. The kids don't know what's out there. So it's up to the adults, and you're an adult now, Mike, to take the lead and find some cool stuff they can do. Come up with some suggestions. Right? You're not telling them what to do, but you gotta have the suggestions to offer to them. Get them excited about one of them, and then go talk to the other leaders and tell them, hey, the boys want to do this. I'll take charge. I'll help plan it with them. I'll help them plan it. And that takes a lot of burden and work off those older people who probably, aren't doing that kind of stuff, because it takes some work to do it. It takes some planning. As soon as you get one activity like that planned and done, and the kids have a ball, then it becomes like a snowball. Then you start introducing more and more. And then eventually they'll be coming to you, telling you what they want to do. You're not even going to have to suggest stuff to them. So that's been my experience. That's how I did it in my troop. Because I felt like subscriber question related to the Boy Scout stuff. He asked about our fundraising, what we do. We do popcorn, the Boy Scout popcorn. We only do show and sells for 2 weeks, 2 weekends. We hit it hard for 2 weekends, and then the rest is just the kids doing it on their own, whatnot. So we do that. That's one of our fundraisers. We have some really good committee people that run that. We do barbecue dinners fundraisers down south here in South Carolina, pulled pork barbecue. We do that. We sell plates of that. We sell tickets ahead of time. And it's a drive-through. People drive through and they get their meal. So they don't have to sit there, they don't have to come to like a spaghetti dinner and sit down and waste an hour or two. They can just drive through from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on a Saturday afternoon, pick up their meal, take it home, eat it. If they want to eat there, they can. Some people get an extra meal for dinner. And we cook it all ourselves. It's really, really good. So we have people that get extras. And then we also deliver to places of business, the different car dealerships. We do 75 meals for one of the string of car dealerships. They feed all their employees that day with the meals, and we deliver them. The Scouts deliver them to them that day. So for the Grand Canyon, we did several of those in a year, and we'll make $3,000 to $4,000 a pop. And then finally, Kohl's, the department store, has a program called Partners in Action, where their employees do some community service, and you can get a $500 grant for their employees doing community service. We had an aunt of one of our Scouts that was a store manager. That's how we found out about it. But if you got a contact with Kohl's, talk to them about their Partners in Action program. It's really good. So those are the three main ways we do it. But big thing is set a vision, set a goal. Like we set the goal of Grand Canyon. Once you do that, you get everybody excited about the trip that you're going to take. It'll be amazing. Your parents and everybody else will come up with ideas, and hey, you can raise that money. All right, here we are coming down from the second big climb of the day. Probably the biggest climb of the day, or longest climb of the day. Finished it, so now we're going down. We have a few little climbs, nothing much, like 15-minute climbs, nothing too big, and a couple big downs. So that's good. Should help me make some good time. As I was coming down, I checked my phone, see if I can get a call out. I was able to get a little bit of LTE, so checked a couple messages. Had a Facebook message from a buddy of mine named Pierce. Shout out to Pierce. You know who you are, Pierce W. I guess he was watching my cooking show the other day with the potatoes and the tuna, and I think he went to the store, bought some to try to check it out, see get a flavor for what I'm eating. And so that's some good stuff right there, Pierce. But I must add one thing. Since I made that video, I added something. All right, I came across it in the grocery store the other day, and now I take that tuna, because I ran out of cracked red pepper from Domino's. So unless I hit up another Domino's or something, I'm out of that. So I needed something else to give it a little flavor. So now I go with the tuna, potatoes, and I added real, not imitation, real bacon bits. Little packs of bacon bits. You can get the real bacon bits. You throw that stuff in there. That right there is the bomb. That stuff's so good, make you slap your mama. That's how good that is. So Pierce, throw some real bacon bits in there. Try that, and just make sure mama ain't around. Out. Well, here we are after big climb number 3. Making really good time. If I can maintain the pace, should be able to hit Hot Springs by 4 p.m. So that'll be 17.9 miles in 8 hours. That'd be really good. So we'll see. I got the 3 biggest climbs over with. This was probably number 3. Few little climbs left, and we got that big down into Hot Springs. So So that's what we got. Beautiful day. All right, there we are. There's the river down there. We're about 1.2 miles from Laughing Heart Hostel. So we're on our way down into Hot Springs, where we will spend the night. Get a room at, or get a bunk at Laughing Heart Hostel, then go eat. All right, everybody. There's Hot Springs. And there's the Laughing Heart Hostel. As soon as you come at the bottom of the trail, as soon as you come off the mountain, it's right there. Very convenient. All right, here we are walking. The Laughing Heart Hostel had the number for me to call the guy so he could come register me. I'm not getting phone service here, so I was going to text him on my Garmin, but I figured I'd try this other place that's a little bit closer into town. You know, what the heck, doesn't make a difference to me, so we'll see. But we're heading there now.